Apocalypse has a VIP section now.
This is me, New Year's Eve 1999. Hopped up on Shirley Temples, waving at my uncle's camcorder like a little
Shirley Temples were the equivalent of what weed is for me now when I was 8. Like the hype that I felt in my body, in my mind, when somebody said, we have, like, if I was at a restaurant and they were like, we have Shirley Temples, I was like, really? And then the lady would go, yeah, I could also give you some maraschino cherries. I'd go, really? What about a root beer float? Ooh. Oh, you said just root beer. No, root beer float, actually. Root beer float was like crack.
Maniac. But behind this wholesome family moment, I heard a lot of the adults whispering about
Y2K.
Y2K. Y2K. Will the Y2K computer bug bring about Armageddon?
Yeah, all the smooth brains. All the smooth brains in 1999. Yeah, dude, the year 2000, all the PCs. What's going to happen? All the computers are going to glitch out. They're not going to know what to do.
Flashlights, batteries, sleeping bags were flying off the shelves.
The end of the world as we know it.
I remember thinking, why are we here if the...
I would have felt, well, I mean, I was alive. I wasn't alive for Y2K, but I was alive for the Mayan calendar. If I was older, I would have been a little suspicious about the Mayan calendar, I must say. That would have been, wasn't that 2012? Was when the Mayan calendar ended?
The world is supposed to end. It introduced me to a thought I think we've all had. If it really fell apart, what would we even do? What's the plan? Y2K reintroduced a Cold War era prepping mindset to a lot of people. But prepping was...
Yeah, and actual, dude, literally, you know what I hate about people that, like, whenever there's a natural disaster coming, everybody just go, natural disaster or, like, threat of doom or war, the first thing people go is, I gotta go buy milk. I gotta go buy milk. I got milk and eggs. That's what I gotta go to the grocery store.
Still looked at as something.
I gotta go to the grocery store. We're gonna eat what are we gonna do with whole milk? Yeah, and toilet paper. Toilet paper I get more because I don't want to wipe my ass with some other shit. But like, bro, I feel like if you're worried about like the apocalypse, you gotta buy shit that's gonna last like 10 years on a shelf.
For the fringe. It was niche, conspiratorial, DIY, kind of a punchline.
We are facing a communist overthrow.
Fast forward to today, and we've been through a lot. Today, 1 in 3 Americans are prepping for some kind of disaster or apocalypse, which is
That's just not, there's just no way that's true. There's just no way that's true. Over 300 million people. Chat, who here's preparing? Who here's parents are preparing for the apocalypse? Take it out of somebody. Actually be honest here. One in the chat if your parents are actually preparing for the apocalypse. I know you're not. Why is everybody saying me? What are you guys doing to prepare for the apocalypse? Nothing. Literally nothing. Literally nothing. Buying a can of corn. It's gonna help you. I just think like doomsday prepping is all or nothing. If you're a doomsday prepper and you don't have an actual bunker, why are you prepping? What are you prepping for? We're fucked, right? Because it maybe the apocalypse you're prepping on, like if you think the fucking zombie apocalypse is gonna happen, you don't need a bunker, sure. But like if you're prepping for nuclear war and you don't have a 300-foot deep nuclear bunker, give it a rest, buddy. I'm fucking staring up at the nukes as they come down before I die, you know? I'm not sitting here saying I want that to happen, but what are you prepping for, bro? You're cooked. You're cooked. Unless you live in Iowa, hundreds of miles away from fucking, nuclear warhead center, you're dead, right? Like, what do you mean, I have a whole basement full of non-perishable goods. Yeah, for the fucking rats to eat when you're dead. And the cockroaches, because you're not gonna fucking be here. You're gonna be incinerated.
What is now an $11 billion industry.
I'll hide in a fridge. Myth. I know it's in the Fallout show, and that's how the one guy survives a nuke. Not true. You actually die quicker. If you're in a house fire or anything where there's a large amount of heat or blast radius, you die faster in a fridge.
I spent a lot of time in the different prepping subreddits, discords.
It's like a pressure cooker. Grandparents have a ton of meals ready to eat. Guns, ammo, no homes in town I live in have basements. I wouldn't call them doomsday preppers, but they want to be prepared. That's different, right? Like having MREs and guns, that like, I feel like that you're preparing for like a government overthrow. right? Like the way that you're describing it is like you're preparing for like a home defense situation in a scenario where there's going to be people that are, overthrowing the government and there's full collapse and now it's like every man for themselves. But like, I feel like the most likely doomsday is nuclear war. And in that sense, it's just like, why even prepare? Unless you're Mark Zuckerberg and you have a fucking $1 billion vault. Like, what are you doing? Especially depending on the state you live. I think there's a point for preparing for the apocalypse if you're far from a military base in like the Midwest. But like if you live in anywhere in the Northeast, you're dead. If you live anywhere near a big city, you're dead. Like if you're like, I'm a doomsday prepper and you're 50 miles away from Philly, New York City, Miami, Austin, Dallas, fucking anywhere like that, Denver, dead. You're dead.
And blogs to learn about the community
Because they're bombing those places. DC, yeah, dead.
and their mindset that's really driving this industry. There's a product for almost every imaginable scenario, from relatively affordable basics.
What about Maine? Is there a military base near you? If so, dead. Dead. Not living. I'm saying in the actual like scenario where nuclear fallout causes a doomsday scenario where like the entirety of the world is like trying to survive and we go into like a nuclear winter, you're fucked. You're fucked. I have a gas mask. Oh great. That's awesome.
All the way to this. And you're saying that there's a bunker behind this.
That'll keep you alive. That's what. But see, yo, look. Hold on.
Affordable basics, all the way to this.
That motherfucker's a multimillionaire, right? If you live in a house like this, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now already you have a net worth of $100 million, and you live in the middle of nowhere in fucking like whatever state this is.
And you're saying that there's a bunker behind this.
Yeah.
How much does that bunker go for?
This one's about $600,000-$700,000.
Change the price for the meme, bro. Come on.
We build bunkers
$700,000
for when the whole world falls apart. Bill Gates has 11 bunkers. He put one at every property he has.
Basically, I want to know, and 8-year-old me definitely wants to know, what would I need and how much would it cost me to survive the apocalypse?
Yeah, when you're starting off, you definitely want to keep preparedness simple. A lot of people just gravitate towards guns and ammo, but the focus should be on water, food, and electricity.
Bro, the way that I'm seeing it is I feel like most people prepare for like a 3-month stand, right? And then you're killing yourself in your bunker, right? Like that's how things are going. Like if nuclear fallout happens and you have water, yeah, you're focusing on a water supply, limited, food, limited. You have a 4-person family, cooked, right? Cooked, dead. At that point, you got to make the tough decision. I'm not like, you got to make the tough decision of either A, everybody's dying, or B, you're pulling some, what's that game that Queso played a bunch and I played for a little bit, and you're in the bunker and you send like little Timmy out to go find fucking rations? 60 seconds. Just like the thought, like if you're in a bunker with 4 people and you got, say, 6 months food supply for all 4 of you, you cut out 3 people and now you got 2 years, I'm not saying you kill your family in this situation, but I'm saying, like, why prepare for the apocalypse if now you're putting yourself in the even worse situation? Because now you're trapped in a bunker with your family and you're starving to death versus just getting wiped out in the nuclear blast. I'm taking the nuclear blast. What did I join into? Yeah, or you just start eating each other. Like, oh, God, no.
Products fall between $0 and $100. For water, there are things like these 60-gallon bladders, water purification tablets, and personal.
You had your friend over. When the bombs hit. You guys are in the bunker together. You got to make the tough decision. Do you eat Timmy? Family first. So it's like you had your friend John. Now John's in the bunker with you. It's like, hey John, we didn't really plan for you to be here.
Water filters.
You're also about $1.80 and pretty lean, man. That's a lot of calories.
Like this life straw.
Now, I could potentially chop an arm off,
God damn. When your vape is clogged? For food, I can, of course, buy.
On God, that's relatable.
You know when your vape is clogged? For food, I can of course buy
Vape's clogged, you suck really hard and put your tongue in it. Just press play. We're gonna move on.
big bags of rice, beans, grains,
Stop.
or other foods with a long shelf life, but we're sticking to products made specifically
Yo, that out of context, bro. That's actually what you do though to unclog it.
for disaster preparedness. And that means emergency food buckets. Okay, I feel entirely misled by ReadyWise and the marketing of this food bucket. The packaging says just add water. Bring to a boil, stirring often, and simmer for 15 to 20 minutes.
Yo, and you know that shit is straight gruel. Gruel. Have you ever seen the videos where people actually review these? I mean, I did an MRE video. That was different because that's like for military meals. These ones are meant to be like non-perishable for like 50, 100 years or some shit. I think it says 25-year shelf life. That's, yeah, up to 25 years right there. These ones are like so much worse than MREs. Like if regular food's a 10, MREs are a 7. These are like a 2.
So let's look at this
Like it's actually just fucking it's literally just sustenance. It's just calories.
through the lens of a apocalypse. How am I boiling water for 15 to 20 minutes? Now I have to build a fire in my backyard? I think this is the perfect example of
Or in a bunker. Now you're building a fire in an open bunker because you don't have electricity.
misleading marketing in the doomsday prepping industry.
Could you eat it dry? Like you have like ramen, but like no water to like cook it in?
This is what we're living off of during the apocalypse. Powdered milk, orange drink mix, and vanilla pudding. ReadyWise, count your days, motherfuckers. Outside of food and water, there are a few other basic prep items you'll find in this price range. A solar rechargeable flashlight, an emergency radio with NOAA weather alerts, there's a reusable respirator, and a magnesium fire starter. So far, this is how much I've spent. There are also survival kits you can buy in this $0 to $100 price range. This one has a lot of the things we just went through, with some—
What are we prepping for? A fucking an expedition reset? Like, I don't understand. Like, all infrastructure to be wiped off the earth. Now I'm going chopping down trees again? Brother, what's happening? There's still stuff, like, what are we preparing for? I don't understand. Respirator. Was The Last of Us?
additional stuff. It's a good amount of stuff for 41.
Are there mushroom spores fucking infecting me? I don't understand. What am I prepping for? World War III. We're dead.
$99, but the quality doesn't necessarily feel that great. Anyway, it turns out the stuff in this tier sells incredibly well. And since Ready.gov says I should have a 72-hour kit at home and a 24-hour kit at work, and a kit in my car, we can already see how all of this ends up costing a pretty penny for someone—
I mean, what life are we living if I'm carrying a fucking ready-to-go bag to my office job? You bring in a bag to work every day with a fucking Bowie knife and other— I mean, that's also a legality problem now because you have weaponry in your work bag.
who becomes obsessed with prepping. And we're at the low price tier. Overall, Scott feels most of these products are—
Worth having for sure.
Does spending more money increase my odds of survival?
It depends on what you mean by more money.
So now we're looking at anything up to $5,000. With food, the cost scales depending on how long you're trying to be covered and how many people you need to feed. This site even has a bundle that gets us in the next price tier.
Or you pull one of those— did you see— oh, wait, no, this is kind of a spoiler. Spoiler alert. The guy in the Fallout show that only bought a cryopod for himself and he killed the rest of his family. And he was like, the ticket's expensive.
For water, we start looking at larger scale and more sophisticated water filtration products. There are also larger water storage products. To communicate and stay informed, you can look at ham radios or satellite phones. Another category of products in this tier that you'll see a lot of sites selling is backup power.
We're so dependent on electrical, and the grid is kind of fragile. Most people don't do well after a few days without electricity.
A company called Jackery makes a—
Brother, I was doing bad with like 7 hours without electricity. I started to fucking tweak out. I was like, what do I do? Not only what do I do like with my time, I was like, bro, I'm gonna like freeze to death.
ton of different power stations, generators, battery packs, and solar panels to recharge them all. In this tier, you'll also
Joe ain't surviving. I'm not. I think I'd survive a zombie apocalypse. I don't need to prepare for that.
find a big market for higher-end 72.
No, I don't, because zombies are stupid, right? And I'm gonna fucking jab them in the eye with a spear.
Hour survival kits. Beautifully organized, I'll tell you that much. This is a multi-tool. First aid core. Air filtration mask. Is this another shovel? I don't know. I feel like buying some of these things individually might make more sense than dropping $229 on this kit. When I bring up my 72-hour kit to Scott, it becomes clear that I'm thinking like a beginner, just gravitating towards a simple one-size-fits-all solution that's been really well packaged and marketed.
I do not like the pre-made kits. I think people should build their own. I believe the 72 hours is a few years ago. It's really a week. Recently in our area, Hurricane Helene came through and just wiped a lot of people out. FEMA couldn't put a dent in it.
Once you start spending more than $5,000, things start to get a little hazy. And not like, oh shit, go get the gas masks hazy. Hazy as in parts of the industry get hard to read. Let me show you. A whole house.
Like, what are they doing, bro? We have sheet metal. We have a sheet metal bunker, bro. What is this? This was probably during World War II, but I'm like, what are we? Dude, you're dead.
Gas masks hazy. Hazy as in parts of the industry get hard to read. Let me show you. A whole house generator, for example. Drive through suburbia and you'll see a lot of houses with them. Installing a Generac on your house could easily run you 15 grand. Or whole house water filtration. Something like a Culligan system could easily run you up to 10 grand. Depending on where you live, you could install motorized hurricane shutters or impact-resistant windows. If you're somewhere prone to flooding, you could have floodgates or even a custom-engineered seawall if you live by a body of water and have the dough. If you live somewhere with wildfires, you could get ember-resistant vents, fire-resistant siding, or roof shingles. If you're somewhere with earthquakes, you could get a seismic retrofit for your house or a base isolation system, which could really cost you a pretty penny. All of this stuff would increase the value of your home, and some of it—
This isn't an apocalypse. This isn't an apocalypse prepping. This is a natural disaster prepping, which could lead to an apocalypse. But like, I'm gonna install floodgates on my fucking house? What are you doing?
could even reduce your insurance premiums. So some of the prepping in this tier blends right into home improvement or fortifying your home. But if we're talking about the worst case scenario, end of days, the collapse of normal day-to-day life, the prepping subreddits refer to this as shit if hits the fan, or Teotwaki, the end of the world as we know it. In that—
Bro, why do we have a fucking abbreviation? Teotwaki? Oh, you prepared for Teotwaki? Bro, just say the end of the world.
The end of the world as we know
Why as we know it? Because the world's not ending, but the modern society is.
it. In that situation, most of these things wouldn't necessarily be helpful. A whole house generator is tied to propane or natural gas. In an apocalypse, you'll eventually run out of fuel. So you have to buy bigger and more robust solar and battery systems than we saw in the previous tier.
If nuclear war breaks out, the sun's blocked! If the fucking Yellowstone fucking geyser volcano explodes, there's no sun! The sun's gone! Where are we gathering solar energy?
And your local water treatment facility isn't going to be up and running, so your whole house water filtration system is going to be useless. If you're prepping at this level, you probably have very little trust left in the government, infrastructure, or even your neighbors. And that can send you even further down the rabbit hole to the point where you want to isolate. I've read that Zuckerberg, Sam Altman, Mark Andreessen, Steve Huffman, and Reid Hoffman all allegedly have doomsday bunkers, which definitely pushes us to the next price tier. These days, digital preparedness can be just as morning brew, or click the link in the description. Okay, back to prepping for the apocalypse. If you Google—
Joe's being pessimistic. This is a video that is about people that are pessimistic. This is literally the actual raw example of pessimism. People that think the world is actually going to end.
Doomsday bunker, the top result is— and so that's where we are right now. We're at Atlas Survival.
Atlas Survival Shelters. Just shipping containers. I need to see how thick— if that shit ain't 3 fucking feet thick of steel, I'm thinking that that's breaking.
Shelters in Sulphur Springs, Texas to meet Ron Hubbard. These bunkers can range anywhere from $25,000 up to $25 million. The question I have is, what are these bunkers
Bro, $25 million for a bunker, bro.
protecting me from that the lower cost products weren't? We're gonna go find out. Ron, pleasure to meet you finally. I'm James.
Yeah, hey.
Good to meet you. What's that for?
I'm gonna have my own line of swords. It's a zombie sword for chopping your way out through zombies. What I'm selling is a feeling that
He's building a zombie sword.
through zombies. Line of swords. It's a zombie sword.
Bomb shelter business is booming. This guy's literally the fucking head. What's the dude that in Vegas that prepared for the end of the world in the Fallout show? That's this guy, Ron Hubbard, not Burger in Vegas, Mr. House.
It's a zombie sword
Robert
for
House.
chopping your way out
This is Robert House.
through zombies. What I'm selling is a feeling that you are going to be a survivor. Imagine being on the Titanic and you know that one boat is designated for you and your family.
What types of events would these bunkers protect you from?
We emphasize that our bunkers are built to be NBC proof, which
Chat, if you're on the Titanic, I think this is a question for the men. If you're on the Titanic, are you staying off the ship till the end? I'm not gonna take a woman or child's place on a boat. However, I'm getting off that fucking boat. I'm getting off that fucking boat. I don't know how, but I'm getting off that boat. I'm a minor, I would go first. Okay, let me say this. If in the Titanic, when the boats were sinking, I'm assuming the chatter that just said that you're probably like a 16-year-old man. You're not getting on the boat. They're kicking your ass off. Right? If you walk up to the lead guy that's shuffling women and children onto the boat and you go, "Well, I'm 17, can I?" They're kicking your ass off, bitch. You got to find your own way off that fucking boat. You know what I mean? Like I think when they say like women and children first, they mean women and like toddlers. Like you got to be young for them to be like, okay, yeah, I'll let you off.
It means nuclear, biological, and chemical. So you could go in there for any reason, including tornadoes, hurricanes, or even a civil unrest or people driving around trying to shoot holes into your house.
And now it was time to go see one.
A builder is building 86 houses. He's decided every single house will automatically have a movie theater in it that will also be a bomb shelter.
I mean, now we're just living in luxury. This isn't even a fucking... We got a movie theater. We got a movie theater in the shelter. I feel like if you're going to spend millions of dollars on the shelter, just make the shelter your house. So in that sense, I kind of get it. Like, just have a piece of property and have your house be the bunker.
Ron's bunkers have become popular because
Like, live underground.
they're dual use. Everyday luxury on the surface, Doomsday bunker when shit hits the fan.
Let's go.
Okay, so Ron had told me we were gonna see a finished $700,000 bunker, but unfortunately, that's not the case. He brought me to a new construction though, that's apparently gonna sell for $1.6 million. And part of this construction, right by that dirt mound over there, is a $700,000 underground luxury Doomsday bunker. Let's go check it out.
Can I say, shouldn't you put it a little more underground? Like, we're right on the dirt surface, you know? Is this the roof? I feel like it should be like, 8-10 feet under, like a little over the water table.
$100,000 underground luxury Doomsday bunker. Let's go check it out.
Now, remember, I'm going to give you footage of a finished one that you
Oh,
can
it's pretty deep.
edit it in, okay? This one's got 9-foot ceilings. This is the stage that will go back in that corner. This is a gun cabinet. It's a remote control gun cabinet. This will come down. It's got a roll shutter. So this is a bunker man cave movie theater. This is the escape tunnel. This way, if the person in the bunker feels like they're worried about being trapped in the bunker, it gives them a secondary means of egress. What we have here is a full kitchen. You got room for a full-size fridge. You got granite counters, stainless steel microwave, stainless steel sink, plenty of cupboards and overhead shelving. Okay, so this is the one and only bedroom in here. There will be the NBC air filtration system will be mounted in this room. There's also a closet with access to the plumbing and all the water tanks.
Custom built
Where's the room where they start eating each other after they run out of food? Is that also part of the man cave where they're watching Home Alone for the 15th time during the apocalypse? And there's no real relevance to those movies anymore because the world's ended.
Bunkers like the one we just saw is only one part of
So watching Kevin McAllister try to stop the two thieves that are breaking into his house on Christmas no longer really has the same oomph that it used to.
Ron's business. He also sells prefab bunkers that are made at his headquarters and then installed on site.
Okay, this is a 72,000 square foot factory that does all the welding, fabrication, finishes out the interiors of the bomb shelters.
They do look sturdy. I will say that.
All right, this is a prefabbed bunker here at the Atlas facility. Not too bad. How would you describe your customer?
I get a lot of people that are 55, 60 years old. They just sold their company. They want to
Near the end days anyway, buddy. I mean, why are we even prepping?
buy a ranch in Texas. And
60 years old? I mean, dude, the world ends. It's already, I'm just calling it quits there. If I'm 60 years old and the nukes start dropping, it's just, whatever. It was a good run.
they want to have a secret bunker with a secret passage. Whoever's sitting in the White House affects the
For their family? True. Valid point.
sale. So Trump is absolutely horrible for business because the customers that buy the bunkers, a lot of them are Trump supporters, and they feel safe with Trump in office.
And he's not afraid to name drop.
For Zuckerberg, for an example, it's not really any bigger than what I'm doing for the Tate brothers right now. And I'm building them a 2,000.
He's building a fucking bunker for Andrew and Tristan Tate.
300 square foot bunker in Romania. I just sold a bunker to one of Trump's right-hand people. I did 2 bunkers for one of his cabinet members.
That's bad news. Pause. Why are we glancing past that? Hold up. Somebody that personally is a right-hand man to Trump's buying a bunker right now from you? That's not good.
6 months ago.
Throughout this time that I've been here today, Ron's phone has been ringing off the hook. So clearly he's very busy.
Yeah, hello? Hello? Atlas is Ron.
As the fucking supreme leader of Iran in the Ayatollah just got murdered.
We make
When was this video made? 9 days ago. Also, W Channel, by the way, Morning Brew. My God, this video is interesting.
bomb shelters. You go down there and make love in it. Yeah, Atlas. Atlas is Ron. But what I'm going to show you here is my magnets. Last year I did 340 days in hotels. So it means I spent 25 nights in my own bed. But that is what the job calls for. So my clients call, I travel.
Overall, this is a very impressive business that Ron has built. He might be a little out there, but whatever he's doing is working. Beyond bunkers, there are a slew of other very expensive doomsday solutions in this price tier. High security compounds, remote land with airstrips, armored vehicles, $25 million bunker membership.
This is what I see as a foolproof bunker, okay? When I see somebody prepping, I think it's this or nothing. Like an actual Fallout Warzone based shelter in the middle of nowhere.
There's a company called Safe that engineers some of the most impressive stuff you'll see in this space. Like a fortress in America that has a moat with cannons that can shoot flammable liquid onto the moat to light it on fire. The compound has multiple tunnels leading in and out, and one of them can be activated to basically act like a giant microwave. Wild stuff.
All right, well, that's the end of the day with Ron, and that was quite the experience. Let's just say I'm not surprised the guy that's the king of luxury doomsday bunkers operates the way he does. It's hard for me to say what my takeaways are. I'm kind of torn, to be honest.
Obviously, Ron makes a compelling case for bunkers, but Scott sees things differently.
I'm not a pro bunker guy unless they are for tornado shelters. They require constant attention, maintenance, intervention. Bunkers are easy to disable as well. If somebody finds your bunker, you're not getting out of it. They're not where you should.
Oh, what? Like they'll just block you in. You'll never be out. You'll never be able to leave.
Spend your money when it comes to preparedness.
So why do you think people buy them and spend ridiculous amounts of money on them?
Because they have ridiculous amounts of money to begin with. You've opened up a big can of worms here.
Yeah, like why do they have like cubicles in this shelter? What are we doing on a fucking Mac on a Mac computer right now?
To begin with. You've opened up a big can of worms here, James.
So to bring it back to my core question, how much do you think it would realistically cost me to survive the apocalypse?
About $1 million. No, I'm just kidding. So I don't think I could throw a dollar amount at surviving the apocalypse. So let's come up with a realistic scenario and how much it would cost to mitigate against that. Can we do that?
My follow-up was, is that even a fair question?
Okay. I do believe that you should prepare, that everybody should prepare for the scenarios that you've already seen happen in your life, the likely scenarios.
So it looks like no amount of money will truly save me or you in an apocalypse or doomsday scenario. It might buy you time, it might make things a little more comfortable, but there's no product, bunker, or system that guarantees survival when everything completely falls apart. If I got everything
that one guy, not Ron Hubbard, the other dude, seemed a lot more about like natural disaster preparedness versus actually getting ready to fucking survive a nuclear blast.
plus the bunker, this is how much I would have spent. Overall,
$739,000.
I would have spent. Overall, I think the industry has seen so much growth because there's been a convergence of disaster preparedness and doomsday prepping. Disaster preparedness is backed by governments, insurers, and utilities. It's boring, practical. Doomsday prepping has always been culturally fringe. It's individualized. But climate disasters are more frequent, power grids are less reliable, insurance is retreating in certain areas, the pandemic was a wake-up call, and governments are increasingly telling people to be more self-sufficient in an emergency. Now there's a middle ground made up of average people like you and I who don't want to rely entirely on institutions, but still want to be prepared for when something goes wrong. How far someone goes and how much they're willing to spend is defined by how likely they think that disaster they're prepping for is, or how paranoid they are about it, if it's more on the extreme side. And yes, there are definitely companies and products that take advantage of escalating fear and paranoia. Like I said before, we have been through a lot, and we're all just a little bit more uncertain. So, in my opinion, prepping didn't really go mainstream. It just got rebranded. Ron, what do you...
Yeah, I think that, like, a lot of these businesses are obviously going to be like, oh, you need... Like, you can't really take Ron's word alone. Because obviously he has a financial incentive to go, hey, the apocalypse could happen at any moment. You need to have a fucking bunker. Because, like, he makes money on bunkers. Like, if they're making money from the business, you have to take, like, what they say, you know, in some level of validity, but also, like, recognize there's an incentive for them to give you that information.